If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. Today, I am bringing you a bonus episode that wasn't included in the original project build. If you would like to see it from scratch, I'm leaving links in the description for you to navigate through. I want to add an admin panel, and a while back, some of you suggested I take a look at Filament. Filament is an admin panel that was designed to work with Laravel, PHP 8.0 or higher. We need Laravel 8.0 or higher, and we also need Livewire version 2.0 or higher. And it's a really simple system. It leverages components to basically display everything in the page. And let me scroll down. You see here we have a little bit of an example where we have a sidebar with products, customers, just different things that we can add to it. There's also a dashboard, and as we get into it, you'll see more of the different sort of options that it has. Now, this project that we have built is actually built with Inertia instead of Livewire, so we will need to install Livewire. So if we head down and grab this command right here, and then we can go ahead and open up a terminal and just go ahead, paste that in. And now we can go back and see what else is left. Now we'll need to add these Livewire styles and scripts to our app.blade.php. For the styles here, I'll just drop them under this one right here. For our script, we'll go ahead and put it down just at the end of the body tag. And this one should be scripts. And that's pretty much it. Livewire does have components, and as I said, Filament will work with that, but it has different components that we can use right out the box. Fantastic. So now let's go ahead and install Filament. Let's go back up to the top and require that. Okay, now that that's done, let's head back and see if there's anything else. Okay, so each time you upgrade Filament, you need to run Filament upgrade command. We recommend adding this to your composer JSON's post update command. So let's go ahead and copy this. Open up the composer.json. Scroll down to where that post update command is, and then we'll just drop it under here. And let's see if there's anything else. And if you don't have one, you may create a new user account using PHP Artisan. We'll go ahead, copy this, and then we'll create a new admin. So our name, I'm just going to give it admin. Email address, admin@admin.com. And the password will just be password. Okay, successadmin@admin.com may now log in. And I think there's a little thing that comes up before this. I've already done it, but it just asks you to star the repo for Filament. And so you can say, yes, I did. That's why I'm not getting it now. If we head over to our database, we'll see that new user. Refresh our user table. And then here it is right here where the name, email, all the other stuff is fine. But we have our admin user. Fantastic. So now if we head back to the Filament documentation, scroll down a little bit, and we can publish the configuration file. Okay, and that's put in a filament.php in our config folder. You can also publish translations. I'm not going to be using that, but if you wanted to, that's something that you can do. Also, if you are ready to upgrade it, let's say there are new updates to it, you want to upgrade it, you can use these commands, or you can use composer update, PHP Artisan, Filament upgrade, and do it that way. If we head over to our app, we can now go to /admin. And as you can see, it's brought us to this nice little login page for our admin. So we'll go ahead and log in. Click remember me, sign in. And these are the very bare bones of what we have going on. So it's our app name, which is up here. And if you click it, it'll take you back to our landing page. This is the link for the dashboard. This is the title. We have a little admin drop down up here where you can also sign out. You can also sign out from here. And this is a widgets. These over here are called widgets, and we'll get more into that later. And there's also a little bit of a footer with the Filament logo on it. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to remove this widget right here, and I also want to remove this footer down here. So now we can close all of this out. And first, let's go to our new config file. As you can see here, this is the path that we just went to, admin. This is the core path, filament, this domain. You can take a look and see anything that you need to adjust. You can do it right through here. This is our login page component that we have. This is our dashboard page, which we just looked at. We have some resources. These are our widgets. Now this filament info widget, this is the one on the left, and this is the one that's on the right. That's this one right here, the filament info widget. The account widget is the one on the left. So I'm just going to comment it out so that we can get rid of that. And if we head down, you'll see our layout where you can change spacing, the width, any notifications, you can move them around, the sidebar, you can just make adjustments to it. So all I want to do is for this footer, where it says should show logo, I'm going to change that to false. Okay, and if we head down, we can also add a favicon. This is the provider for the UI for this image right here. And this image right here, that's what that is for. And then the file system, it's using Google Fonts. It's just using middleware for the auth and the base. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and refresh and see if those changes took. Cool. So now we've gotten rid of that filament widget right here, and we also got rid of the footer. Because Filament already works with Laravel, all of our models, our controllers, everything is already accessible to Filament. We just have to have ways of displaying it. So if we head back to Filament, and let's go to, we'll go to Getting Started, because we want to create a resource. We'll start with an easy one. We'll start with categories. Okay, so we'll do creating a resource, and we just need to run this command, and then we'll call it category. Okay, so it'll be PHP artisan make filament resource, and we'll call it category. Resource successfully created, and let's see where we're actually getting that. So we'll go up to app, we'll go to this new filament folder that we have here, and now you see we have a category resource.php, and this is the meat and potatoes of where everything is. Whenever we have a form, so on our edit page and our create page, that's where this information will be coming from. Whenever we display our tables, that's where this information will be coming from. It'll have an edit action and a delete bulk action, and those are all included on the page. We also have relations, which if you've been following along, you know we have a relationship to our products, so we'll deal with that in a bit. And these are the pages that it's using. They're coming from the pages folder, which is under this category resource. Pages, you see we have a create category, we have an edit category, and we have a list categories. Those are just all the pages that are being displayed right from this resource right here. So for us, we won't need to touch any of these. We're going to put in the information right through here. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Before we do that, I do want to check the browser, because at this point, what has happened is now that we've run that resource, we should have it displaying here. And that's just as simple as it gets. Categories right here. Fantastic. So now let's go ahead and click it. Okay, and we've gone to the categories page. This is the list page that we have, and it's got a title and everything. But as you can see, we have 4 results, and we have 4 different categories. So we need to figure out how we're going to display those categories here. And if we head up a little bit and look at this resources, we can go to listing resources. And then if you head down, it'll show you what kind of columns there are. So they have the text column, Boolean column, image column, icon column, and badge column. And these are things that we can leverage in our app. So we'll go ahead and copy this one. And then if we scroll down to where we are displaying the columns, we can go ahead, paste that in. And that's the item that we have. And we'll also make it sortable. This is cool too, because it has a bunch of little functions in it to help you do these things. So sortable is one of those functions. Go ahead and refresh, and then we should be able to see our name. Cool. So we have women's, and then we can click it, we can delete it, we can do whatever we want with it. So let's go ahead and add some more fields to this. So I'm going to add 4 more, and we're going to need the slug. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this sortable. And we also need the category code. And we'll leave that sortable. We'll also do the created at and updated at. So I'll remove the sortable from here. But there is one more thing that I want to do. For this date and time, I want to configure how we are displaying this, because what it's going to do is it's going to give us the timestamp from the database. We can use date time, and we'll do DMY for the date, month, and year, and then we can grab the same thing and do it for the updated at. And let's take a look at the browser now. Very cool. So we have our dates, category, slug, name, fantastic. We can also go to edit, and we don't have anything for edit yet. We'll go ahead and fill in that. So this information will be coming from the form. So if we go up a bit and head over to the Getting Started tab under Resources here, you'll see that there's a form section right here. This form section is going to have a component with a text input, and that's how we are going to make our form inputs. And then we also have fields, and these are the different types of components that we can use for that. So the first one I want is going to be a form. Components. And we're going to use text input. And this should be forms. And then we want to make name. For now, let's just go ahead and look and see what that looks like. So now we have our form input. Let's go ahead and add the rest. Now the only ones that I really need to add in here, because this is just a category, is slug and the category code. Let's go ahead and refresh. And for now, this is good. This is all the information that we're going to need for the edit. But let's say we go back to categories and we want to create a new category. As you can see, nothing is filled out here. And if I go ahead and start typing some things in, I basically want this slug to generate from whatever I type in here for the name. And for the category code, I'm also going to use the name to generate a category code for us so that we don't have to enter all that in. The only thing we'll need to enter is the name. So let's go ahead and handle that. Since the name is going to be how we create the slug in the category code, we're going to have to make this component reactive. And again, this is a function within Filament. After we've done that, then we have to use a function called after state updated. And then we're going to need a function. And in this function, we're going to have a closure. And we're going to make sure to import that. Let's go up and make sure it's right here. This is the one that we need. And let me space this out a little bit better. For the closure, we're going to need a set. And we're going to need a state. Basically, the state is going to be the name, and we're going to set it as different things for the other inputs. From here, we're going to open up some curly brackets, and then we're going to use that set property. We're going to call it slug, and then we're going to change that slug, because here you can manipulate whatever the state is. So we're going to say string slug, and then we're going to pass in that state. So let's go ahead and import this string. So now that that's done, what's going to happen is as we type in whatever the name is going to be, it's going to start to populate that slug. Refresh. And let's start typing in something. Okay. And it's created a slug. Magic. Okay. So now let's go ahead and also deal with the category code. The category code is going to be a little different. Basically, no matter how long the name is, I want to take the first word, the last word, and I want to use the first initials from those two words. So let's say it's 3 words. Let's say it's something like this. Some new category. So from this, our category is going to be S and C based on this. That's the general idea. So to do that, I'm going to have a property called name parts. And we're going to explode it. We're going to open up some single quotations, and then I want to trim the state that we are passing in from this closure up here. And then I want another variable called first word. And that's going to equal array shift. This is PHP. So array shift name parts. And then we'll go copy paste this one. This one is going to be second word. And instead of shift, we're going to do array pop because it'll take the element off of the end of the array. And then I want to add the set variable. And we're going to do category, code. And now we can go ahead and customize it. So we'll use the string, and then we're going to use the substring. We're going to take the first word, and we're going to take the 0 and the 1. So the 0 index and then the first index after that. String. Then we're going to do substring again. And then we're going to take second word and do the same thing. And this should be capital W. So now let's go back and see how that looks. Okay, so we'll try some new category. So you see it started off with the N and then it switched to the C because that's how we set it up. So now I also want these to be capitalized. And again, that's something that we can manipulate right here. So we're going to use another filament function called dehydrate state using, we're going to do fn state, and then we're going to manipulate it to have the string upper, and we're going to pass in the state. So now a couple of other things that we can do here. We can add validation to this. We can add an autofocus to it, and we can just do different properties. So for the name, I want to add autofocus to it. I want to make sure that it is unique. And again, this is in the filament documentation, but it does leverage the Laravel validation. And we're also going to put required. For the slug, what I want to do is I want to make it disabled so that we can't change it by typing into it. And I also want to add required. Now there's also something that we can do to add helper text, which means that if we wanted to have some little helper text under here to let us know what are the things that we can use to add in here, I'm going to add that to the category code. So for this category code, we'll just say helper text, and then we can just add code will only use the first 2 characters of the first and last words. So basically just describing what we're doing with it. It'll be an example, and we'll say TC for test category. And then we'll also make it required. And that should be good. Let's see what we have. So now you see it has the autofocus on it, and we also have this little validation asterisk up here and here. And then we have our little helper text down here. So let's go ahead and try test category. Out of the box, this already works with Laravel. So let's go ahead and click create and see if we get our new category. Great. And you see it's brought us back. This is the edit category page. And as you can see, now it's filling in the form from what's in the database. If we go back to categories, you see that this is our new category. Here's our slug, category code, the date, and everything. Something you can do is also change where it gets redirected to. So if we head back up to the filament documentation, and we go to, let's see, we'll try editing records and then customizing form redirects. You see that we have this get redirect URL, and this will take us back to the index page. So now what we can do is copy all of this and then head back to the text editor. So where we can put this, let's start with create category, and we can put it here. Okay, and move that up, and then we can also copy this one and put it in the edit. Put it right under here. Let's give these a try. We'll try first with create. I'll just use fake filler for that. And as you can see, slug in our category code, create, and it sent us back to the list page. Let's go ahead and edit it, add something to it, save, brought back to the list page. And we also have a delete function as well. So if you go ahead and click that, are you sure? Would you like to do this? Go ahead and delete. Fantastic. One more thing that I would like to do, you can change up these little icons here. And let's see, if we go back to the Filament documentation and take a look at, let's see, we'll go to Getting Started under Resources, and we'll go down to Navigation down here. You see there's a section here for icons. Now icons are being used from Heroicons. It's already installed with it. So we can go ahead and go to Heroicon and take a look at the different ones they have. You have solid, you have outline, and these are the ones we're going to be using. I'm going to be using for categories. I want to use the flag. Just go down a little bit.
A few moments later.
And it's right here. So we're not going to copy the SVG or the JSX. We know that it says flag. So how you enter it in this resource is you go up to where the navigation icon is, and you already see it has O collection, and that's for outline collection. So I want to use S for solid, and then I want to change this to flag. Go ahead, refresh it. And as you can see, now we have a flag. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and start working on our products. Now, all we need to do is open up our terminal and do PHP artisan make filament resource, and we'll call it product. Okay, let's shrink this down, and now we have a product resource, and everything else is the same with the create product, edit, list, and the product resource down here. So the first thing that I want to do is change our icon in here, and our icon is going to be S shopping bag. This way I don't forget it. And now for our table, we're going to do, well, I'll just copy it from this one to save us some time. I'll just copy this one for now. For here, we have now as our main image, name, product code, and price. I'm only doing 4 because I noticed that with the layout, if you have too many of the fields, then it warps the table and it doesn't look so great. So let's go ahead, refresh. As you can see, we now have products with our little shopping bag. We'll go to products. We have the path here, and we're going to change that in a little bit. But as you can see, we also have the name, product code, price, and our edit button. And the price is in whole numbers, which is absolutely fine. And the product code is designed how it's supposed to be. So let's go ahead and address this image column first. These tables also have an image column, and that's all we need to do to change that. Cool, so now we have our image. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and try to edit one. And we don't have anything here, so let's go ahead and also add our form. So I'm going to also grab this from our category. I'll just take the simple one, and then we'll close this and these two. So for our form, go ahead, paste that in. And we're going to need name. For now, I'm going to get rid of these. And I'm going to go ahead and make 6 of these. I think that's 6. Okay, so the next one we're going to need is slug. Details. We're going to need a product code. Price. Quantity. And we're also going to need a description. But the description, I want it to not just be a text input. We can also make a text area. And we can also add parameters to that to change the sizing of it. For now, let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have. So we have our description in here, name, everything looks good. We have our product code, quantity. We'll add the categories and stuff in a bit, and also the images. Instead of doing edit, what I want to do is I want to go to create new product, and this way we'll get a better idea of what we have going on in here. Filament also has a way of handling our relationships. In the Filament documentation, we'll go up. And if you go down to relations, this is under getting started. You see that there are all of the different relationships that we have. We have belongs to many for our categories and our products. Now I want to set this up as a checkbox list field, but I also want to make a relation manager to handle that. So now if we go over to resources over here and go to relation managers, this will show us how to set it up. Getting started, and then we can do PHP artisan make relationship, category, resource, blah, blah, blah. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead, paste that in. And it's going to be a category resource. And that's what we're going to be using it under. So the relationship, I'm just going to call it categories. And the title attribute, we'll call it name. And then it's been successfully created. Let's go ahead and check it out. It is in our category resource folder. And you see we have relationship manager here, categories, categories. Fantastic. Now it's already pretty much filled out for us. We have the name, it's required with a max length of 255, that's fine. For the text column, we have the name. Let me close this. We have the column name. I'm going to also add the category code. And then everything else should be fine. So now we need to register this relation manager in the resource. So under product resources, we can come down to get relations. And it'll be categories, relation manager, and then class. That should be good. Let's go and see if we see it now. Okay, so we don't see it here yet, but that's because we haven't added it to our form. But if we go to products, and let's say we go to the first one, you see that the categories are now listed at the bottom. This item belongs to two different categories, which is women's and home goods. And then you can also add a new category onto it and create a new category. We can do that here as well. Let's go back to new product. So to do that, I can close these two out now. To do that, we can go ahead back to getting started. And if we go down to belongs to many, I want the checkbox list field, and it's as simple as this right here. So we can close the relation manager and go up to our form, and I'm going to add it right down here. I'm going to go ahead and import this. I can also use the full namespace, but this is fine. So here and here will be categories. And name will be fine. Let's go ahead and add a comma and let's see if we can see it now. Very cool. And we can click it, we can unclick it. Because we already have the relationship set up with the models, then this will automatically work right out of the box. Let's go ahead and start working on the images. Now, if we go back up top of the Filament documentation, right here at Form Fields, we can go ahead and click that. There's another field that we can add, which is File Upload. File Upload, it is based on FilePond. You can go ahead, click that, and take a look at FilePond if you want, but it's based on that system. So you can drag and drop an item here, and then it'll take care of everything else. You can add directories, you can add validation, you can add what type of file it is, and that's pretty much it. Okay, you can even do multiple images, which we'll be doing for all images as well. So let's go ahead and deal with that. So under this checkbox list, I'm going to add File Upload and make sure that these are imported. File Upload and checkbox list. Fantastic. And again, we're going to we need main image. And then for this, we're going to add a get uploaded file name for storage using, this is another function in Filament. So we need a function in here. And this one is going to be temporary uploaded file. And then we need to pass in a file as well. Colon, string, curly brackets. How this works is because we're using Livewire, Livewire creates a temporary storage file for the uploaded image, and then once it's uploaded and saved, then it moves to whatever folder you want to move it to. I'm going to create a property or a variable, and I'm going to call it file name. And then I'm going to say that equals the file that we're passing in and hash name. This is something in Laravel where it's going to take the name of the file and it's going to hash it for us so that it's not the same file name as what's being uploaded. So it's just kind of a way to sanitize it for us. And then we're going to have a name variable and we'll say explode. And it'll be a dot. And then we're also going to pass in the file name. So now we're going to return string. And then we're going to make a new string and it's going to be images, products, because that's the folder that we have our images in. And then when we save it, it's going to have a date format of now. And then we're going to need the full month and the year. Dot. And then we need to get the rest of that text, which is main image. That's the folder that we wanted to go to. And then we're going to pass in the name. And the name is going to be in an array. So we're going to need to just grab the first one in the array. And then we're going to change it to a .png. Okay, then it'll be a label. And we're just going to call it main image. And this should be down here. Let's see if this is displaying for us. Cool. We can drag and drop a file in here. Fantastic. And so now we can go ahead and copy this one. And I need a comma here. And I'm just going to paste it here. And we're going to do the same thing, but just change up the logic. All images. And that too is the same. The only thing I'm going to do here is say alternate images. And then for this one, I also need to add multiple so that it knows that it is more than one image. Let's go ahead and give this a try and see if it shows up now. Cool, so we can add more images to this. I just realized that because these images are going to be stored with the dates, the problem is going to occur when we try to display the image on a product already and it is no longer that date, or it is no longer that month or year or whatever. It's no longer in that folder. It's not going to display up front. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and remove this date now. I've already changed it in the seeder and I've reseeded everything for us. So I'm just going to leave it like that. I've also moved the images. So we'll get rid of this. Now we'll have the images in these main folders in the products folder. And this way we won't get any sort of issues because I want to make sure that all the images for that product are displaying correctly. So if we go back and we refresh, nothing should change. Let's go and check on a product. This first one I know has multiple images. So we're going to go ahead and take a look. We should have, it should be 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have all of our images currently displaying and everything is good to go. Let's continue on. Now, I think that it is possible. This is my first time really kind of taking a look at this admin panel. I think that if you have some logic in this resource where you say something like, if image already exists, then display this, or if it doesn't have any images, then display this. I don't know, something along those lines. I would have to look more deeply into it. But I think that's something that you could possibly do in this resource here, and it's maybe worth taking a look at. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to do something similar where we did with the categories, where we take the name and we create the slug. So let's go ahead and start working on that. We're going to make it reactive. And then after state updated, function closure, we're going to have a set and a state. Make sure to import this. So now we're going to do set slug string slug, and then we're going to slugify the state. Let me actually just go ahead and save us a little bit of time by going to the category seeder and grabbing this, because it's going to be the same thing. And then we can also do autofocus, and we'll also make it required. Okay, so for the slug, same thing. We're going to have it disabled, and we're going to make it required. Now for the details, we can use the same rules that we would use for Laravel, which will just be a min of 10 and a max of 20, and also required. Product code, we're going to make it required. Price, we're going to do numeric, integer, rules, and this is from Laravel, so it's going to be, the price is going to be greater than 500, so greater than $5. And then we're also going to make it required. And we can copy this one for the quantity. We'll just say that the quantity needs to be greater than 1. For the description, we're going to give it some rows, and we want the rows to equal 5. The columns, we want 20. It's going to be a min length of 10 characters. And the max length is going to be 300 characters. And relationships is done. The only thing that I want to add on here is required. And then for the images, maybe I can do them all together. I want to give it a max size of 3072, and that's going to be about 3 megabytes. So I think that's okay for an image. And we want to make sure that it is an image. And we want to make sure that they are required. Well, actually, the first one needs to be required. The second one, instead of being required, we can make this one nullable, because that's how we have it in our database. An item doesn't have to have an alternate image, but it does have to have a main image. And that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and check out the page. We'll go ahead, refresh. And I'm going to use form filler. So the name Drew Macias, it's been slugified. We have our details, product code. We'll address the product code in a bit, but I'm going to take out product code because we're going to be using something else for it. We have a price, quantity, the description, and it's already chosen some characters for us, and we have our images. Let's go pick some images and see what it looks like. Okay, so I have a folder here. Let's go ahead and just drag one in there. And as you can see, we have an upload complete. If we go to the text editor and we go down to storage, these are the new folders that I put in here. But our images, we have a Livewire temp. And if we go ahead and open that up, you see that's the image that we just brought in. So once we go ahead and put it in the folder that it's supposed to go to, then this will disappear from here. So let's go ahead and add some alternate images as well. Move this over, and then I'll just grab these 3, try to put them in. Okay, so 2 of them were good. As you can see, this one, the file is way too large. So it's saying maximum file size is 3.1 megabytes. So we can go ahead, X that out, and we should be able to save it now. Okay, we have some validation errors, so it should be more than 500. So let's go ahead and add 500. And let's try it again. Okay, and it looks like it saved it. So let's go to products. And then we'll go, oh, this also has pagination on it, which I think is pretty cool. So let's go ahead to the end, page 5. And this is the one that we just made. Our image is right there. Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, and so we have our images here, and these are the categories associated with it. So now let's go ahead and deal with this product code. I think that I can actually just take it out of here, but we're going to try something really quick. I'm going to go ahead and comment this out for now. We can actually go to the create product, and then we're going to do a protected function. What happens is Filament also uses these lifecycle hooks. So whatever state your function is in, so let's say we're saving a product, you can have before create, before saving, after saving, just stuff like that you can use to put in information based on what you want to do. So for us, for this product code, there are a couple of things that we want to do. We're going to use the after create lifecycle hook, and we're going to add void here. The first thing that I want to do is I want to grab the category, because remember, the category is going to be how we name the product code. So we're going to say that that equals this record, because that's how it refers to a record that's already created. We're doing this after it has already been created. So we can do this record. We'll grab the categories, and we'll just pick the first one. So now this record update, and then for the product code, we can do category, code, and then this record, the digits that we'll be using will come from the ID. So now what we can actually do is how we did the category resource, where we added this category code. I'm just going to copy it. We just need something temporary to put in here. And let me uncomment this because it's not a nullable field. So I'm going to go ahead, paste that in. And this is fine. It doesn't really matter because it's going to change once the product has been created. So let's give this a try and see if it works. New product. Fill it in. And this hasn't done it. Let's check that. Okay, so this product code should be product code, and that should fix that. Let's try it again. So it's just given it the first two of the name, which it's fine. We're going to change it later, but let's go ahead and add an image. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and drop this one in here. And to show you, let me move this so you can see it better. Since this is only one image, if we try to drag a bunch of them over, they're not going to paste in. That's because this one is just for one image. Okay, so let's go ahead, bring this in. Let's go ahead and bring in some others. 1, 2, and 3. So let's go ahead and create. And I think we have a validation error. Okay, so this needs to be 500. Created, and everything has been populated correctly. Fantastic. Also, if we go and take a look at the images, where is it? Public. You see that our Livewire temp is now empty. And if we go to products, alt images, you see this is how our images were named with that hash property and the .png. That's for alt images, and for our main image, same thing. Now, in order to get rid of these, I was having some issues trying to do that, but you would use some logic to get rid of that once an image has been created. So that's pretty much that. And we have a basic setup. So one thing that I also want to do is, or a couple more things that I want to do is, you can customize this even further. Now, there are some widgets that we can add in here, and I want to go ahead and add those. Now, I just want to add two to demonstrate how they work. I actually want to go to Admin Panel here. Go down. Okay, you can see we have stats, charts, tables. The first one that I want to use is the stats. Okay, and it's just going to create a little card for us. So let's go ahead and copy this. Okay, we'll go ahead and paste that in. And I don't want to put a resource on it just yet. I'm just going to have it as the stats overview. Okay, so let's open up Filament. And as you can see down here under Filament, we have another widgets folder. And in it, if you open it up, that's the stats overview. Now, all this is going to do is it's just going to create some cards for us so that we can have them display. And I only want 3 of them. So one is going to show unique views. It's going to have a description, the color success, description icon, and it already has icons in here. And the same thing for average time on page, bounce rate. It's just to give you a general idea of what it would look like. Go ahead and refresh this. And now you see we have a brand new widget with some views. And then you can put how many views you get, bounce rate, whatever you want to put in here. It doesn't have to be this specifically. This is just to give you an idea of the kind of things that you can have on here. Now, the next one that I want to use is called let's see where it is. It's a chart. And you can have different charts. You can have different kinds of charts, line charts, bar charts, anything like that. And this is just basically the concept of it, where if you've ever used Chart.js, it's based off of that. So it has data sets, labels, all that good stuff. And as you can see here, you have a bar chart widget, bubble chart, donut, same thing, exact same thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can create this. This is the command to create it, so I'm just going to go ahead and make my own. And this one's just going to be called products chart. And instead of stats overview, I'm just going to put chart. I'm not going to put anything in here. I'm just going to press enter, and it's going to be 0. For bar chart, there's our products chart right here. We're done with this. We can close that. So what kind of things that we want to put in our products? First, I want to create a variable. And I want to say that that equals product select created at and quantity. So this is just going to give us a basic idea of how much inventory we actually have in our app, in our store. So then we're going to do get group by function products. Okay, and then we're just going to return. We're going to use carbon, parse. We're going to take products created at, and then we want to format it with the month. And let's import carbon as well. Carbon, carbon. So then we're going to create an array, and we're going to call it quantities. For now, it's just going to be an empty array. And then we want to say, oh, I need a semicolon here. And actually, let me get rid of this return right here. So now we can do for each products as product. And then we can go ahead and add array push quantities and value pluck quantity. And here we need the sum. And then I'm just going to go ahead and paste in the return because it's quite a lot and I do not feel like typing all of that out. So let's take a look and see what we have, which is just our data set. So each data set has a label, products in stock, data quantities, and I've added some background color, border color, and the border width. Now, As I said, these are from Chart.js. If you do not use these, then it's very difficult to see them. And if I comment these out, you can see what I'm talking about. So let's just do that first. So let's go ahead and take a look. As you can see, you cannot see this. This is not good for anyone. So what I did was, if you go to the Chart.js website, you go to Getting Started. Let's see, chart types. We're using a bar chart. Okay, as you can see, these have some really nice colorized things on here for us. So all I did was I came here, I went to setup, and I just grabbed this background color, and border width, and then I just made it more appropriate for our Laravel app. So that's where all these are coming from. Let me move these two over a bit. Let's go ahead and refresh and now see what that looks like. Okay, now you can see it's red. If we have more, we'd have other colors as well. If you're enjoying the content, please go ahead and click that like button, as it really does help out the channel. Here's a video YouTube thinks you'll like, and here's the playlist to follow along. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.